Well, friends, with the imminent release of the ethics report detailing Matt Gaetz' conduct, we are about to see exactly what kind of person Donald Trump wanted as his Attorney General. Let's talk about that, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. Well, friends, new reporting reveals that the House Ethics Committee has voted to release its report into Matt Gaetz' conduct, misconduct. But friends, this report is going to tell us so much more than just who Matt Gaetz really is. Let's start with the new reporting. This from NBC News. Headline, House Ethics Committee to release report on its Matt Gaetz investigation. And that article begins, the House Ethics Committee has voted to publicly release a report detailing the findings of an investigation into former Representative Matt Gaetz. Two sources familiar with the matter told NBC News. A reversal from last month when the panel deadlocked on whether to publish the report. The report is expected to be made public as soon as this week, after the House finishes its final business of the year, voting to keep the government open. The committee's years-long investigation included looking into allegations that Gaetz had engaged in sexual misconduct and illicit drug use, accepted improper gifts, gave special favors to people with whom he had personal relationships, and obstructed the House probe. Gaetz resigned from the House last month after President-elect Donald Trump said he intended to nominate him for Attorney General. Gaetz withdrew his name from consideration for the position just 8 days after Trump's announcement, after he faced scrutiny from senators and details emerged publicly about the testimony of women who spoke to the Ethics Committee. He has denied any wrongdoing. And friends, let's take a closer look at exactly how Matt Gaetz denied all wrongdoing, because after the news broke that the House Select Committee would be releasing its ethics report, Matt Gaetz took to social media. And I'm going to read what he posted, and I'll ask you, friends, do these sound like the rantings of a completely innocent man? Or do they sound like the rantings of a not-so-innocent man? The Biden-Garland DOJ spent years reviewing allegations that I committed various crimes. I was charged with nothing, fully exonerated, not even a campaign finance violation, and the people investigating me hated me. Then the very witnesses DOJ deemed not credible were assembled by the House Ethics Committee to repeat their claims, absent any cross-examination or challenge from me or my attorneys. I've had no chance to ever confront any accusers. I've never been charged. I've never been sued. Instead, House Ethics will reportedly post a report online that I have no opportunity to debate or rebut as a former member of the body. In my single days, I often sent funds to women I dated, even some I never dated, but who asked. I dated several of these women for years. I never had sexual contact with someone under 18. Any claim that I have would be destroyed in court, which is why no such claim was ever made in court. My 30s were an era of working very hard and playing hard, too. It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. I live a different life now, but at least I didn't vote for the CR, the continuing resolution that effed over the country. Matt seems to have taken the news pretty well. So friends, it's true. Once this report is released, we will learn even more about the kind of person Matt Gaetz is. But let's be honest, we have known for a very long time what kind of person Matt Gaetz is. But when this report is released, we will learn three other really important, really consequential things. First, as I mentioned in my opening, we will learn exactly what kind of person Donald Trump wanted as his Attorney General. The kind of person Donald Trump was prepared to inflict upon the American people, heading up the Department of Justice, taking control of our nation's largest and frankly preeminent law enforcement agency. Yeah, we'll learn more about who Donald Trump liked for that job, for that position, Attorney General. Two, we're going to learn more about why the Speaker of the House, MAGA Mike Johnson, was so determined to conceal this report, this information, this evidence about Matt Gaetz' conduct, why he was so determined to conceal it from the American people, and perhaps even more importantly, from the Florida voters. And three, if this Ethics Committee report contains evidence of possible crimes by Matt Gaetz, we are going to need to circle back to a question that we have asked many times over the years. Why didn't Merrick Garland's Department of Justice charge, indict, try Matt Gaetz for any suspected crimes, assuming evidence supports indicting and trying Matt Gaetz for any suspected crimes? We will know more when we see the evidence developed by the House Ethics Committee, whether it was the right or wrong decision for Merrick Garland and the Department of Justice to decline to hold Matt Gaetz accountable. Remember, friends, not only did Matt Gaetz' associate Joel Greenberg plead guilty to all kinds of crimes, he's serving a lengthy prison term, and he agreed to testify against Matt Gaetz, provided the evidence he had, the evidence he knew about what Matt Gaetz did. But Matt Gaetz asked for a presidential pardon, sort of a cradle-to-the-grave pardon. He wanted a pardon for anything he had ever done. Now, the evidence suggests that Donald Trump never gave him that pardon unless Gaetz tucked it into his back pocket and never publicly disclosed it. We don't know. But, once we read this report and we see the evidence with our own eyes, if it gives rise to the possibility of criminal charges for Matt Gaetz, we're going to need to circle back to why the Department of Justice declined to bring charges against Matt Gaetz. Because, friends, if you're an elected official, you're a public servant, somebody that the voters in your district entrusted to do their business in Washington, and you're running around committing crimes, and there's enough evidence to support trying to hold you accountable for those crimes, and the Department of Justice falls down on that job, that is something we need to address. Because justice matters. Friends, we will circle back to this one as soon as that Ethics Committee report is released. In the meantime, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again tomorrow.